start again. It's a redskin.
What's going on, guys? Back with another video. We're on a game called FireWatch. I've heard of it. I've had it in my wish list for a minute now, and it went on sale, so I bought it. So we're gonna give it a go, see what it's about. I've watched videos on it. It seems like a really good game. So let's get right into it. Okay. It was acting weird right there for a second. Boulder, Colorado, 1975. You see Julia. She's about your age, late 20s, laughing with well-dressed professors and grad students for nearby CU Boulder. You, Henry, are out drinking with your pals. You approach her. You're drunk. You're pretty, so what's your, major? We'll ask what the major is. You slur the word major and it smells like Coors. You get an awkward smile. Evolutionary biology, she says, and I'm a professor. Cool, you reply. What's yours? She asked. She sniffs the air. Toxicology. Oh, was that a burn, you ask? She says, definitely. Right there. She hurt your feelings, she asked. If you want to split a cheeseburger. Only like 1 week later, you are Julia's boyfriend. Okay. Just kind of gets right into it, don't it? Can I go this way? Alright. You date for over a year. She drives you absolutely nuts. It's great. You move in. You share an apartment near the school with a view of the mountains. You two drink beers out on the deck. You drink beer just about everywhere. Life is good. Julia wants to get a dog. There's a scruffy, undersized beagle. Julia is in love. She wants to bring it with her to class. There's also an intimidating but gentle-eyed German Shepherd. Nothing bad could happen to Julia while walking this dog. We'll go with the Shepherd. Mayhem's an excellent dog. He loves wrestling with you in the park and goes with Julia on her runs. Even though he's too big to bring to school, Julia loves him all the same. Mayhem is a friend, child, and pet, all rolled into one. 1979, you talk out on the deck. It's summer, 9:30 p.m., and the heat still radiates off the high desert. What do you think about kids? She asks. Kids, they're not very smart or good at much. I'm saying if you and I have a couple of little idiots. We'll go with one day. Why rush? She looks away out towards the mountains. We have plenty of time, right? Speak for yourself, mister. Don't worry, you assure her. You tell her she has the body of an undergrad. My ovaries didn't get the memo, she says, laughing it off. One day, okay. Okay, one day, she says. 6 months later, you get engaged, lying in bed on a Sunday morning. Just kind of gets right into it, huh? Okay. Thoroughfare Trail. I guess we follow this trail here. This game looks really good. "1980. It's a Thursday night and Julia is 4 hours late. She doesn't call. You're worried and getting angrier by the minute. She walks in after you've gone to bed. She's not quite drunk, but she's clearly been having a fun time. You fight when she gets between the sheets. I ignore. You don't touch each other all night. The next day you feel guilty for being so angry and ask her about her evening. She says it was great. You hold on to a tiny peel of resentment. You make some coffee and go to work. Julia still likes to draw. She draws plants from her research. She draws all the places you go. And she draws you. Pose and flex like He-Man. You frolic like a Victoria's Secret model. The Victoria's Secret will go with that. Very nice. Oh wow. This game looks absolutely amazing. Two Forks Lookout Tower. 8 miles. 1982. During the summers, you and Julia enjoy walking mayhem at night. There's a festival in town. It brings in folks from faraway places. One of them tries to mug you with a knife. Julia yells. She gets flustered and has trouble speaking. When she is stressed, you confront the attacker. We'll go with that option. Your arm gets cut up, but you beat the guy to a pulp. You don't feel very tough. You cry your eyes out before the cops show up. Julia asks to take a different path from that day forward. You say okay. You don't want to go that way either. From then on, you walk by the river. 1984. Plans to have kids gets waylaid by work. Julia gets offered a job at Yale. Yale is in Connecticut, 2,000 miles away. It's a great job. Associate department chair. She wants to move. You absolutely do not. I mean, if it's something that she would want to do, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna stop them from, we'll agree. You ask her if she'll commute back and forth. You don't want to move to Connecticut. She says that'll be hard, but she'll do it. If you won't move, you tell her not to pass it up if it's what she wants. She agrees. She flies back to Boulder 3 times each semester. Julia sent home from Yale on paid leave after having an episode. She lost it on a colleague for borrowing books that were important to her research. She didn't remember she had happily loaned them to him just 2 days prior. She was found crying in the stairwell. We'll go with this one. After seeing multiple doctors and having many tests, they are worried that Julia might be suffering from early onset dementia. She is 41. You both decide to keep it a secret for now. What is this? What the? Oh my god. Mayhem is getting older. He's got silver hair down his back and slows down at night. You and Julia walk him to the bar to see your friends, and it feels like nothing has changed. Julia goes back to the university. Julia's affliction gets worse. She can't remember things in class. Her research is in shambles. She drives her car to the next town over for no particular reason and has to be brought home by the police. She is devastated. She is sent home on permanent medical leave. Some days you get the Julia who calls you a dope and your unborn children little idiots. Other days you get a stranger. She pulls you into bed to make love. After 5 minutes, she goes into a panic, believing her dad is at the door. You tell her family they're crushed and begin to make trips to and from their home in Australia to visit her for a while. Your friends come back with little things to brighten the day. She gets worse. You spend your days following Julia around the house. You count the seconds between the 2 weekly visits from Daniel the nurse. He suggests that Julia could live somewhere else, somewhere with 24-hour care, a home. It sits with you for a couple of months. I mean, go with the care facility? Probably not the best option, to be honest. I mean, she's getting help in a professional manner. But then again, like, that's like a torn decision. Like, you want to do one option, but then again, you want to do the other option at the same time. Like, but you can't do both because it's not going to let you. Her family agrees with your decision. You find a fantastic place in Boulder and move her there. You see her every day, then every other day. You go out to the bar with your old friends. It's not the same. You get the feeling that every wife tells her husband, if you ever put me in a home like Henry did, I will cut your balls off. You slowly decide to not see your old friends that much. Julia's sister Susan moves to Boulder to be close to her. She visits her every day. You go with her. Some of the time, Susan buys you an old typewriter and urges you to use it. If you won't see a therapist, you won't. You've always really liked Susan. Months go by, Mayhem dies. Oh, dang, man, that's... Okay. They can just kind of hit you with it, alright. Julia doesn't remember him when you tell her. Sometimes it takes her a minute to walk in on you. In the back of your mind, you believe it's because you see her less and less. And seeing her less and less makes her forget you more. You think summer is coming and you see an ad in the paper for a job. You take it. Alright. Enter the lookout tower. Can do. You know, for a cartoony looking game, I mean, you know, graphically it's gonna look good because it's kind of cartoonish. But man, this actually does look like really good. Generator switch. Alright.
Hello, Two Forks Tower.
Left shift.
Hello? Whoever this is?
It's Henry, right?
Yeah.
I'm Delilah.
Yeah, that's what the guy said on the phone.
So, what's wrong with you?
Excuse me?
People take this job to get away from something. So, what's wrong?
What's wrong with you?
Immediately.
That's a great idea. Go ahead.
Look, I just hiked for 2 days, so I don't really follow whatever it is you're doing right now.
You take a stab at what's wrong with me.
Fine, then can I... sleep? Forever?
Sure, buddy. Okay, now go ahead.
You've killed 3 ex-husbands. You're rebelling against mom. Nobody back home can stand you.
Okay, you've killed 3 husbands. You're a black widow and you're just out here until the heat dies down and then you'll kill again.
Ooh, very good. Bravo, Henry.
Okay, I sleep now?
Not quite. Now you.
Okay, good night, bye.
Let's see. I don't know anything about you, but maybe you just really like trees. Maybe it's, gosh, maybe it's a borderline fetish. A tree fetish.
Good night.
Good night. Welcome to the job.
Day 1.
Good morning, Henry. Well, I guess good afternoon. You probably slept like a rock. Anyway, there's still a few hours of daylight to get some work in. I can see you at your desk, so call me when you're ready.
Alright, so we're gonna cap it off right there. That was the introduction to the game. We're on day 1. So far, it's looking like it's gonna be a pretty fun game. We'll see. But stay tuned for the next episode, and I'm out.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.